we added it all up, the mortgage, the U.S. health insurance, utilities, car costs, and many more, we realized that if we keep linking our lives to these bills the same way, well, we'd have to keep working until retirement age.
And honestly, we'd rather just not spend our best years in our 50s and early 60s doing that. We were doing exactly what every couple in their 50s does, talking about the month ahead, the budget,
In our schedules, helping our kids launch into adulthood, trying to set them up financially, helping our parents with healthcare appointments, and so on. We've got so numb to the rising cost of living in the U.S. that we just kept accepting it as a simple fact that, yeah, this is what it costs to live here.
and we rushed to do damage control, trying to figure out how to raise the finances to cover those increased costs. And that's when I asked you, are we doing this for 10 more years until we retire?
That question stuck with me because I really didn't want the answer to be yes.
We had to wake up from our automatic way of living. You work, you save, you buy the house, you get the cars, you pay the insurance.
In your 50s and getting more serious about planning for your retirement or trying to be prepared for any untimely layoff that can force you into an unplanned early retirement, only notice one thing. How many years of your life do those high bills and high cost of living account for?
And at this age, in our 50s, we have realized that our time on earth feels more finite. Our time has become to us far more precious than money paid for.
And our identity, purpose, and joy, that does not need to be wrapped up necessarily in our job.
We figured out we have had dreams that we have put on hold for years and passion for projects that we'd want to be involved in if it weren't for the job that takes so much time out of your day. Same.
When your bills stop matching the life you want, that's when you know something has to give.
So we did write it all down, and when we put it side by side, it is kind of shocking.
For most Americans, mortgage or rent, well, about $3,000. Utilities and internet, $400. Groceries and dining, $1,000. Car and insurance, $800. House insurance, $1,200. And these are just the basic bills.
But does not reflect all of our cost of living here in the US. And that is before we even talk about saving for retirement or travel or replacing our roof. And in just basic living costs, Americans mostly shell out about $7,000 a month.
That's $84,000 a year just to exist in suburbia.
That is a lot of money to spend without feeling like you're getting a lot of life back.
Then we compared it to the cost of living we've seen during our exploratory trips, mainly in Europe. Bring up Greece as an example. It's a great lifestyle, full of sunshine, which frankly, we're desperate for here in the Pacific Northwest, warm community, and so much more.
Free in Greece. Those numbers for the cost of living really speak to us. So rent on average $800, utilities about $150, groceries and dining out about $600 a month, health insurance for two at about $250, travel and fun $400, in total about $2,200 for a fantastic lifestyle.
That's like $26,400 a year. Can you believe that? Compare that to $84,000.
In the US. Crazy part is that life does not feel cheaper there. It feels more like you're enjoying every bite of your dessert. I really don't know how else to explain it, but that dessert really speaks to me.
I would say it feels like you get many years back in your life and you're not working every second, just cover the basics.
This made us ask a very simple question. If we can live the same or better lifestyle somewhere else in the world at 1/3 of the cost of our living in the US, why wouldn't we even consider it?
It's not about running away from the U.S., more about running towards a life we would actually enjoy. And enjoyment is increased by ditching the heaviness of higher cost of U.S. living.
So Kevin signed me up for more sunlight, more walking, more time in warm communities, and becoming a part of life-changing kind of projects. Definitely inhaling more of the Mediterranean saltiness in the air.
For the first time in a long time, retirement didn't feel as far away.
We do talk a lot in this channel about how to find your early retirement freedom number. And honestly, we stopped chasing the $1 million or $2 million retirement plan anymore.
Because our lifestyle in the U.S., yeah, we'd be easily needing well over $1 million.
Abroad, that retirement freedom number drastically drops way earlier in the timeline. line.
Lower cost of living, such as in the example in Greece, well, our freedom number falls to somewhere around 250,000 to 300,000 for the early years.
And that is not because we're downgrading our lifestyle. We're just simply lowering our cost of living and enjoying an even better lifestyle than here in the US. This enables us to do away with many of our US bills. So no more mortgage here in the US, no more costly healthcare insurance, no more property taxes for our home here in the US, no more very costly groceries, and the list goes on. We're done with these bills. We're cutting them. This way we got our own financial peace in our own version of early retirement. This is a time when we still have some energy to move, to travel, and to explore more. This is the time when we have energy to still give back to communities that can use our help.
But lowering the bills makes more sense than powering through more work.
And cutting these bills is not about depriving ourselves from living the best life we can. It is still about designing a joyful lifestyle that does fit us, just somewhere else where we can afford it better.
When you remove the mortgage, the huge insurance premiums, the car costs, the property tax, the home maintenance costs, the high grocery costs, and the list goes on, you suddenly find more room to live.
Yes, you do. That gives us more money to see the family in the US more often and spend uninterrupted quality time with them. Gives us more time and money to explore the world. If there's still some energy, we still have the energy to do 15,000 steps exploring Europe, walking into cobblestone streets. And let's not mention the $30 flights that are within a continent, like especially in Europe.
Part is if something unexpected pulled us back to the US, well, we'd have more money saved, not less. Our money and investments would be growing for us while we enjoy our life for much less while still having a meaningful and impactful life.
It is our vision that we're sharing with you. We hope it inspires you and it helps you feel unstuck. If you are in your 50s and you're feeling squeezed by bills, just know that you have a whole lot more options than you ever thought. It should help release some of your stress. Now you can see that there is light if you just look at another direction.
It's helping you see your life a little differently. Well, hit the like. Have you already thought about retiring abroad? Then tell us in the comments. Would you like to have a home base somewhere and travel from there? Or do you desire a more nomadic lifestyle, traveling while keeping costs low? We'd love to know.
Subscribe if you want to follow our journey. Hit that notification bell button so you can be notified when our new video is up. We do our best to post each Saturday. We share with you in our videos how we have come up with our own math, the tools we have used, the mindset changes, and the logistics about moving, about choosing the right country that fits best to your needs, the residency requirements, and the mistakes that we're making and we're learning all along the way.
Watch our videos like the freedom number and bridge financing. They'll show you how exactly these pieces fit together.
We're Ella
and Kevin,
and this is Smart Retirement Abroad.